The Tecno Pova 3 and Tecno Camon 19 are two phones that share similarities in price but huge difference in terms of camera and performance. Today we are putting them together to help you understand what you should go for depending on your needs if you want to buy any of them. The Camon 19 is more camera centric while gaming and performance might be better on the Pova 3. There are also further features that separate them along the line, and we'll explore everything here starting with the design. Tecno Camon 19 looks better than the Pova 3. The Camon has a matte finish at the back that makes it feel premium in the hand. The Pova has a glossy plastic finish that makes it cling to fingerprint stains. The Camon 19 has two rings at the back that hides the three cameras. We have the quad LED flashlight beside the camera rings. The Pova on the other hand has three cameras arranged straight with the quad LED also beside it. Both phones have their fingerprint scanner by the left side of the frame. It also doubles as the unlock key on both phones. The fingerprint scanner is relatively fast on both phones. They both charge through a USB-C port, and a distinctive feature is that the Pova 3 has two speakers, one at the top and the other at the bottom. It sounds way better than the single speaker on the Tecno Camon 19. They both have a headphone port and a tiny microphone for better call at the bottom. Both phones support dual 4G SIM card and the port is by the right side. The Pova is much heavier in the hand because it has a 7000 mAh battery. My hand felt tired at times while using the phone. The blue variant of the Pova has an LED notification stripe at the back. As far as design is concerned, the Camon takes the light. The Pova is rocking a design of gaming phones. Now let's talk about the display on both phones. Well, both displays are IPS LCD and they are large. The Pova 3 has a 6.9-inch display while we have a 6.8-inch display on the Camon 19. They are both bright under direct sunlight and also have a 1080p resolution. One major difference though is that the Pova has a 90Hz refresh rate while that is missing on the Camon 19. For those that have used a high refresh rate display and enjoyed its fluidity, they might stick with the Pova for that reason. Gaming will be much enjoyable on the Pova, and that is exactly what it was built for. Consuming content is very okay on both display. They are both responsive to touch and I didn't have any issues while swiping on the display. The bezels around the display of the Camon 19 is smaller, and actually it is the first time I'm seeing a symmetrical bezel on a budget phone. They both have a camera cutout at the top center of the display and they are sized almost the same. For display, we have to give it to the Pova. It has everything needed for smooth performance on a display. Running on Android 12 and iOS 8 is user interface. They both have the same set of pre-installed apps and ads. The icons and fonts on the phones are exactly the same except for the Pova 3 that has a high refresh rate and it makes the icons appear better in most cases. They have RAM extension and they come in two variants. There is a 4GB RAM variant and a 6GB RAM variant of both phones, but storage space remain capped at 128GB. There is nothing separating both phones in terms of software. What about the performance? The Camon 19 is powered by the MediaTek Helio G85 while we have the Helio G88 powering the Pova 3. They are both 12nm chipset, but the Helio G85 scores a bit higher in benchmark app. The chipset are the same in performance and battery efficiency. Gaming on both phones won't be really different for the most. Performance is also a tie as far as this comparison is concerned. As the Camon 19 has a 64 megapixel main camera, a 2 megapixel depth sensor and a QVGA lens. The Pova 3 has a 50 megapixel main camera, a 2 megapixel depth sensor and a QVGA lens. Up front, the Camon 19 has a 16 megapixel selfie camera while we have an 8 megapixel selfie on the Pova 3. The Camon is obviously camera focused and it takes this category flawlessly. Here are some camera samples from both phones. Battery is an aspect where the Pova 3 shines. We have a 7000 mAh battery and it lasts the same way the iPhone 13 Pro Max does. I will leave links to the battery comparison in the description. The battery lasts a whole day without a doubt, but charging takes up over 2 hours because the phone only supports 25 watts fast charging. You can also use the Pova 3 to charge the Camon 19 using 10 watts power. The Camon has a 5000 mAh battery. It also lasts a whole day on a single charge, but it's nowhere near the power of the Pova 3. The Camon also supports 18 watt fast charging, and this category is clearly for the Pova. Now, rounding up, both phones are strong in different aspects. If you want good battery, display and performance, then the Pova 3 is your sure bet. The Camon 19 is more focused on camera and design. It also performs well. If you have any question, kindly leave them in the comment section below. I'll respond to them as soon as possible. Hopefully this video is going to be helpful and I thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.